Hi everyone, my name is George and I'm a professional trader here on eToro. I'm one of the longest standing popular investors on the platform. People have been copying me all the way back since 2014, and I've consistently been a popular investor throughout this period, the last 7 years. There's now about 8,000 people copying me. It's been above 10,000, and that amounts to about $10 million that I'm managing at the moment. In the last 7 years that I've been trading on eToro, I've made a return of over 900% overall from 2014 to today. And that works out to be just above 39% a year. So to put that number into context, that means that if you had started copying me with $10,000 in 2014, you would now have over 100K. A little bit about me and my background. I started trading when I was just a teenager, and that passion has kept on growing and evolving over the years. I then also studied business and finance at Warwick Business School in the UK. I've worked across many different industries in my career, which really gives me an insight into how different sectors and companies operate on the inside. I started out working in management consulting for some of the best names in the space, like Deloitte, IBM. I then also worked in fintech. I used to be the country manager for Italy at Revolut. And I was also featured in Forbes 30 under 30 list. So I think having this solid academic, theoretical foundation combined with the years of experience working across different industries and this kind of self-taught approach that has developed over the years and hundreds of books that I've studied in the space really gives me a sort of unique perspective and edge in the markets. So diving a little deeper into my investment philosophy and key principles, I really always try to look to the future and to major trends. So that's what led me to investing in things like Bitcoin or Tesla really early. It's only if you really are able to anticipate the future and look towards it that you will get those really outsized returns. So I really believe that the future is built and centered around technology. And so you'll see this reflected in my portfolio, which is very tech focused usually. So my trading style and philosophy has kind of been built up and converged over the years to something that is a little hard to define. It's not purely fundamental or purely technical or anything like that. It does have elements of all of these approaches, but it's mostly built from a variety of different fields and a variety of experiences. So some of the key themes that would characterize my approach would be agility and versatility, human psychology, and risk management. So agility and versatility, because I think that you need to have a strong conviction in the markets and in your ideas, but you also need to be holding them quite loosely and be able to switch really, really quickly. A good example of this would be my approach to the markets back in March of 2020. Psychology, I believe, is really a fundamental component of successful trading and investing, because ultimately it's people and human emotions that drive the markets. So it's very important to understand other people's emotions and how that is going to affect the markets, but also to understand and try and control as much as possible your own. So psychology is a topic that I've always been very interested in and fascinated by. And I've really delved quite deep in the theoretical or more academic side, reading countless, I don't know, probably hundreds of books on the topic, but also in a more personal or direct way, doing things such as studying and practicing meditation very deeply, or spending extended periods of time in India training to become a qualified yoga teacher. I think these are all things that you wouldn't necessarily associate with trading and markets, but actually become very, very important points of contributing elements to having a winning strategy. So risk management is another thing that I've studied very deeply and I think is often really overlooked. So my general approach is to keep my risk level relatively low. So you'll see on eToro, it's usually a 4 to 5, that kind of medium to low area. But sometimes I will ramp it up a little bit because it's essential if you want to have outsized, impressive, big returns to have some of those trades that are just huge winners. And you need to pick those opportunities very carefully, but you do need them in order to have these very impressive returns. So when I see opportunities like the market crash in March 2020, or the crypto rally that we're seeing now, I will go for it. Still maintaining a sensible level of risk, but I do believe that you do have to go for it when you see those opportunities and you have the conviction. Historically, my core approach has been to be long equities mostly, but this will fluctuate quite considerably depending on, as I was saying just now, the market conditions that I see and where I see the opportunities. So if I think the equity markets are not looking very interested or the risk return is not looking quite right, I might focus more on crypto or currencies or go short. So my portfolio might be a little unpredictable in that sense, but I'm always trying to maximize the upside and protect the downside. And I think you can't just stick to one approach for the long term, or eventually you're going to have a big drawdown, which I always want to avoid. If you're interested in starting to copy my portfolio, you can do so with as little as $500. But of course, you're welcome to invest much more if you'd like to. I have $70,000 or so of my own money in my account, and I have lots of friends and family copying me, some people with as much as $300,000 or more. Finally, if you have any questions, please feel free to just drop a comment on eToro and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.